Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Taking a look here at Pepe, seeing what's going on. We're going to draw out some new Fibonacci retracement levels because those are always changing. You got to make sure to stay up to date with those, as well as the fact that we're just going to take a look at as big of a picture as we can. We truly don't have a tremendous amount of data yet, but we're going to keep looking at different scenarios and kind of see roughly what's going on because, once again, daily time frame isn't really super relevant right now. Not enough data. We've got roughly a week or two tops, and we'll need to wait a little while before we get some moving averages and things like that to occur. But generally speaking, the 4 hour will give us some indication of what's going on. Some really awesome stuff here I want to touch on, but just before we do, want to ask just a quick favor. If you could follow us over here on Twitter. Got some awesome relevant crypto trading analysis, fundamental, technical, even some humor stuff along the way, but everything that you need to know to stay alert and aware of the current market, it's all there. Okay, again, just make sure you enable notifications, and if you don't mind, like, follow, retweet, that whole thing. All right, so taking a look here at Pepe, what we want to do is first and foremost a quick couple of acknowledgements. First thing, I mentioned this previously when we looked at this, we were below 50 on the RSI. Now we are tentatively above. I say tentative, but it's probably more so a fact because we are about 8 hours into this continuation, so we should probably hold above that. But generally speaking, we are starting to see the money flowing in, money flow index is coming up, and the price goes up with it. What do you know? Open interest increases and the price goes with it. Okay, that's kind of just general standard trading 101, right? That's what level 2 data will tell you. We don't have a lot of that here, but generally speaking, we can see a MACD convergence as well in the last 8 hours. And what does that mean for us? Well, any type of swing trade that you're going to take, you want to have a confirmation that you're on the right side of tracks, okay? And that really just tells us that two moving averages, the 12 is intersecting with the 26 in upward fashion, effectively giving us that confirmation we are breaking through that trend line. What do you know? The MACD converged and we broke above this descending trend, okay? And if you can't see that descending trend, because again, once you trade for a long time, you kind of just start looking at things different. You can see that there's an obvious line in the sand here where we tested once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th attempt broke through. Okay, it's kind of like trying to kick down a door. I've never truly tried to do it, but I would imagine that if you kick the door multiple times, it'll eventually break through. Obviously, steel door is a different story. There's a lot of different scenarios, but the bottom line is the more often you try to approach something, the more likely it is to succeed and go through that. And in this case, the price is breaking through. So now we are ascending so far. Now keep this in mind, this is just tentative. If we look at the hourly, we got to ensure that we're using and making higher lows, okay? So higher lows is the first step for trend reversal. You can see we're doing that. Higher highs is the second step. We've kind of got parallel highs in a way. It's slightly higher, but we still want to close soundly above this level here. So I would say a closure above 26.1 or 26,115 is effectively a good place to go ahead and close, okay? And what I mean by that is we close there on the daily or higher. That would put us somewhat in confirmational territory that we're establishing higher highs concurrent with higher lows. And those are things I like to look for. Okay, so really good stuff there in that regard. Last thing we're going to take a quick look at here is TD sequential. We're at a 7. If you're not familiar with this, TD sequential basically takes the 4th previous candlesticks and counts up to a 9. Once you hit a 9, it typically will reverse itself. You see here previously, we hit a 9, goes sideways and down. We hit an 8 right here, turns itself around. That's what it's all about. It's a 7. It just continues to go, right? So it's not a guarantee, of course, by any stretch, but it tells you and quickly identifies, hey, we're overextended in this direction. It's common for things to pull back around 9 hours in, okay? Or 72 hours in and other time frames as well. There's, you can use it on the 4, you can use it on the daily, but right now, again, we don't have a tremendous amount of data, so the hourly is telling us at 7 is essentially where we're at. So we've got maybe an hour or two left before we see the pullback. And what I mean by that too is coincidentally it's close to the time frame in which the traditional markets are closed. They just closed here recently, and we're in post-market hours now. So traditional U.S. market hours are going to affect this. So you're going to see a little bit more volatility during those times. Okay, so again, keep in mind that's really close to what we're seeing here. Another 2 more hours, and I'm speculating we're going to see a sell-off, either go sideways here or down and then leg up. It would be okay if it went down because it'd still be a higher low, right? You can see that. That's a good thing. That's a good sign. Okay, so ultimately we want to have this continuation where the price just continues higher and doesn't slow down, okay? So that's kind of where we're at there. The last thing to maybe note would be the Ichimoku cloud. We are breaking above the cloud right now. This is a green light for a potential long position because we got the lagging span, free and clear of the price action, conversion line above the baseline, and we're above the cloud. We've confirmed above the cloud for almost 3 hours now, but it's not definitive, but it's getting there. Another hour or two, it will naturally be above it, even if we pull back to hit off that support level. Really cool stuff. I love it. So this is really, all in all, fantastic. I think a long position right now would be much more viable than anything else. Try not to short into this just because the price jumped up. It doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense. It makes a lot more sense to go ahead and increase the price from here. All right, so that's pretty much all we got here for you. Thanks again for joining me. If you want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is the website, Signals Trading Academy and community. Congratulations to our community members who took 42% profit from our Binance trade there, short, basically from Bitcoin. And we caught that nice little dip there in 22 hours. So congrats again to those members. Again, you want to become a better trader. Cryptocash.tech. Hope to hear from you soon. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.